of, the question is, you have already gone through from the concepts of different levels of teaching by now. I have taught you these in detail. Okay. There were 3 levels of teaching. These were memory level teaching, then it was understanding level, and the last one was a reflective level. Now, as per your situation, you are the student of, or you are the aspirant of NET JRF examination. Okay. You have already completed your post graduation. The question is, in which category do you fall? Do you fall in memory level understanding? Do you fall in understanding level, or last, the reflective level? Can you please answer me? Kindly answer in the chat box, please. I need at least 10 answers. Everyone kindly answer me. All right, I have received number of answers. I don't know why you people are saying this, that this is reflective. I have already told you, I have taught you that in case the teacher and the student both plays active role, then this kind of level of teaching or understanding is known as understanding level of teaching. So that means you have to study very deeply. You have to go through from all the detailed notes and from all the video lectures. If I say you even one line, you have to be very careful of that. Okay. From anything the question can be asked, and we talk about only those things which are relevant from the exam point of view. Okay. So that's why on daily basis I shall ask some kind of these questions from the previous lecture, and only I think 1 or 2 students were right. You have to understand that at memory level understanding, teacher has the dominant role. At understanding level, both the parties have the prominent role, the primary role. Or in the last, this is a reflective level. If I am giving you all the data, I am not teaching you. Okay. If there is none kind of a contribution of myself in your learning, then this kind of situation shall be known to be a reflective level of teaching. Okay. Only in that case, this will be the situation. Now I start my today's lecture. This is going to be very important. Okay, because direct question cannot be asked from this part, because there is none kind of theory, none kind of a concept, none kind of logic, or any person like Bloom. We have already studied about Bloom's taxonomy. No one propounded or exponented the today's lecture, the today's topic. Okay, but this is important only from the point of view of some questions which are of the nature of reasoning and assertion only. Okay. Otherwise, today's topic is very simple. Just one reading can make you aware, but still, I would like to give some kind of example so that it fits to your mind completely. And I again tell you that you have to go through from each and every video. Even if you are not able to attend the live lecture, at least go from a recorded video for 2 or 3 times. Only then your knowledge shall get increased. Okay. Now I share my screen and I show you what is today's topic. This topic has again been divided in 2 parts. We shall study this today. So this is about learners' characteristics. Okay. This is about learners' characteristics. There are 3 kinds of learners on the basis of our study, or on the basis of teaching aptitude we are studying. Okay, there are 3 types of learners. But in case of our syllabus, only 2 items have been given. These are adolescent, then adult learners. And this line do not have any kind of special meaning. Like even if you are thinking that these could be something very effective, then this is not the case. You have to go through from their characteristics individually, and you must understand the difference between all the 3 things. Okay, all the 3 types of learners. The first learners are young child. these are young child. Okay, the second one I have already written, these are adolescents. The last one are adults. The last one are adults. You know their age, they can be aged between 0 to 10 years. Okay, the adolescents age can vary from 10 to 19 years, and after that it comes the turn of adults. From these point of view we shall study today's topic. These are the only examples you have to understand. Okay, you know the level of young child, you know the level of adolescents, you know the level and emotions of adults. Okay, I think being the aspirant of net set or JRF examination, you are sound enough that you have gone through from all these stages, and you can easily understand the emotions all the stages possess. Okay, you know what happened when you were young. Okay, what was your learning level? How did you used to learn? From where did you used to learn? Okay, this level you have already crossed. There were number of emotions. Okay, there were number of different systems in your body. Okay, you used to learn from different things. You not only used to learn but to comprehend or understand as well. Okay, so at this level you did this, and at last level you know what is the difference between good or bad. You know what you should do or what you should leave. This is the last level, and from this point of view we have to go through from today's topic. These are the only three examples. Okay, so now I start about learners characteristics. I have divided whole this part into two different lectures. The first lecture shall be taken today because it can be somewhat long, because we have to go through from the individual characteristics of all the learners. Next part shall be delivered today. Okay, so now I tell you how to go through from this specific topic. Now this is the definition of a learner. Who is learner? Learner is simply a person who is consistently learning. You are a learner for me. Okay, you are a learner. You are taking my lectures on daily basis. There are a number of dedicated students. I am seeing that even if they are working women, still they are attending my lectures, and number of students are there who have just joined for that they are busy enough that they sometimes they join and sometimes they are not able to join. Okay, so consistently a person who is learning is a learner. You all are learner for me. Okay, we all learn. Okay, we all are learner and we all learn. Being a teacher, I learn every day. Okay, how to deliver my lecture efficiently, how to take more examples, how to get some more ideas, or what to start for the next day. These are all the ideas I learn on daily basis. Okay, everyone learns. Okay, then to be precise, a learner at a particular time is the person who is learning about a particular subject. Every one of you is learning about a particular subject or a particular topic. Okay, so this is the learner definition given in the 3 lines. I have read this, but this is not the style of my teaching. Each and everything has already been written in the notes, and these shall be provided to you after this lecture. So now the next one is, in the first line it has been written that decision making. Why written? Because we have to understand or we have to comprehend this specific topic of learners characteristics from a teacher's point of view. Okay, here the decision maker is a teacher. We have to understand the topic of learners characteristics from teacher's point of view. Now for a decision maker means for a teacher, it is important to know learners characteristics. I have to know your characteristics. I have to know how you can learn better. Okay, this is the reason why I always try to make a personal connection with you. I message you almost daily basis. Okay, I talk to you because I have to understand your learner, your characteristics. Only then I can make my teaching smooth. Okay, so that you can understand each and every topic for NetJRF. Then it is essential to know what factors affect their learning. Okay, what are the different factors for you? Are you doing job? Are you completely free? Can you spend time? How much time can you spend? Okay, Then in a particular day, what is your strategy, what is your timetable? I have to find all those factors. So this topic is from teacher's point of view. Then learning can be described as the process of acquiring new or modifying existing knowledge. So this is all about learning. You can go through this. These are the simple lines. I think I don't need to make further explanation. Did really matter? I have already explained you that if the question in the examination is asked about the learner's characteristics, then you have to assume yourself a teacher. Okay, from that point of view, you have to answer the question, and the question shall not be direct. Okay, they shall not ask you which of the following is the characteristics or which of the following is not the characteristics, because this is a very obvious and very simple question. Okay, question shall not be simple if the question is asked from this particular topic. Okay, the question shall not be this simple. If the question is asked, it can be somewhat like reasoning or assertion type. Okay, that can be the question. You can easily go through from the test series or the previous papers. Okay, so next we move further. I have already made the distinction of all the three learners from a teacher's point of view. Okay, I have already told you that there are three types of learners from your point of view. If you are a teacher, for me these are three types. Okay, the first is a young child of the age of 0 to 10 who is dominated by teacher only. This is very simple. You have all of you have gone through from this stage. Okay, and the second one, this is adolescent. These are those students or those child who have new ideas in their mind, who try to comprehend their different concepts being taught to them by the teacher. So this stage can be considered to be memory level. Now make your mind. Okay, now think it deeply. You have to make the relationship of all the concepts. Yesterday I taught you levels of teaching. Okay, today I am teaching you learners characteristics. The qualifying strategy is very simple. I must tell you, qualifying NET or JRF examination is very simple if you are just making the relationship with the different topics. Okay, you have to check out how this relates to this. Now this is relating. In this example, I have told you, first of all, I shall explain you the characteristics of a young child, and that relates to the memory level understanding. Now you can have number of ideas in your mind. I completely agree with that. And the next one is adolescent. He is the student. He is the person. Okay, who is at the level of understanding level of teaching. Okay, second level, because they try to make active part, they try to learn the different concepts, and then they try to comprehend all those things. And the last one is adult. At this stage, you know the difference between what is right for you and what is wrong for you. You can make your own ideas, you can make your own plans. So that adult falls in the category of the last. This was a reflective level of teaching. Okay, so this is the case. Now I shall explain one by one each and every level and every student or learner. The first one is young learner, young children or young learner. Okay, these are very simple. How do you learn? When you were a child, how did you learn? You learned from your families, your lives, persons around you. They learn through talking about themselves with families and their lives, their teachers as well. Okay, at the very early stage, you are always curious to learn and discover new concepts. Okay, whenever you got something new, you got very excited at the time you were child. Okay, and they like to use their imagination. You always like to use their imagination. How would this work if you got some kind of a electronic toy? Okay, you would have always been very able to learn or comprehend how this toy is working, how the screen is working and moving around my eyes. Okay, so this is the level of young children. And the next, they naturally need to touch, to see, to hear, and interact to learn. For learning, all these things are necessary for them. only then the children can learn. Okay, and their attention span is very limited. They can pay attention to only those things which are being taught to them. Okay, they cannot think by themselves what is wrong or what is right. They need engaging and entertainment activities. They need all these. Only then the young children can learn. They like to cooperate and work in groups. Then the next one, these are also the important one. Why I'm teaching learners characteristics? Because if you understand the concept matter of all these things, only then you can be able to answer. Now, although if you have taken the recorded videos or the live videos of me, still I want to tell you that you are wrong, but still you have to practice a lot still. Okay, you have to practice. Number of things you have to go through right now. You have to go through from notes, you have to go through from videos, not once but twice or thrice, up to the time you are not able to understand the concept matter. Why I'm telling all these things right now? Because yesterday I taught you something, today number of students couldn't answer that. Okay, so this is the reason you have to understand each and everything. If I make the phone call to you, still I can ask you some questions. Okay, you have to be very aware of that. Your success is mine success. Then they need support and encouragement. You all need support and encouragement. These young children every time need support and encouragement. They gets demoralized very soon. Then teacher need to work their students individually. So you would have observed in the schools, okay, the teacher pays individual attention to nursery or LKG class students. They have to pay individual attentions. Only then the student, otherwise they are misused. Then now this is the turn of the next learner. This is known as adolescent. Okay, he is of the age from 11 to 19. Okay, they are active enough to learn, to understand, then to comprehend and to apply. They are able to do these things. Okay, because at this level they choose their own stream. Okay, at this level they choose their stream and they know where they have to go, although their understanding is not that good that they don't need anyone's help, but still they choose their stream. Okay, so now there are the characteristics of adolescents. These are, they are in search of a personal identity. Now think about yourself. At the age from 11 to 9, everyone was curious about personal identity. Everyone wanted to have their own identity. Everyone wanted to choose a stream so that they can be categorized from they could be differentiated from other students. Okay, they are in need of activities that meet their needs. They need only those activities that meet their need. They do not need the entertainment activities consistently, regularly, like the young children. Okay, and they have some kind of learning expectations as well, that I have to learn in the classroom. Then they become disruptive when they lose interest in the lesson. Okay, this is not the case of a young child, but the adolescent. You would have observed that while teaching or while sitting in the classroom in the post graduation or graduation, undergraduation, whatever the class was yours, while once if there was a teacher with whom you did not have any kind of understanding, like whatever they are teaching you are not getting their own point of view, then you felt very bored. You would have everybody have observed it, even I have observed at my time. So they become disruptive. Adolescent become disruptive if they do not have any interest in the lesson or they feel bored. Then they need help and support from teacher. You consistently needed that. You had number of issues while learning the new concepts. Okay, you had number of issues. Okay, you went to your teacher again and again. You wanted to clear your concepts. Okay, so you consistently needed help and support of your teacher with constructive feedback. So the next one is They can make their imagination strong. They can draw the ideas from a variety of resources. At that time, you would have also done these things. You would have created your own learning environment. Maybe you would have made your timetables, you would have set your room in a way so that it can be very convenient for you to study at that particular room. You would have personal experiences. You would have made your local community or group of friends, or like group learning, group studies, these kind of things. And if at that time internet was available, 100% you would have used that for your learning purpose. Okay. They need teacher to build bridges between syllabus and their own world of interest. They always needed that. They always wanted to know the concept you are teaching to me, where can I apply these? They always wanted to know the answer of this question. Okay. So this is also under the characteristics of adolescent. Then they can learn abstract issues. Abstract issues means a clear cut topics, some clear cut topics like laws. Okay, like laws, like economics, and do challenging activities. They always wanted to do challenging activities. Okay, their personal initiative and energy are moved into action. They always try to move their energy into action so that they could do something productive. So this is about adolescent student or adolescent learner. Now we have gone through from two types of learners. I am again telling you that you have to make the relationship between the different concepts and subject matters of specific subject, like teaching aptitude. How I shall make you. Okay, this is a very simple thing. Even if you are, let me talk about something. This is not about the adults. I am not going to start it right now. I'm just going to give you a simple example of how to study. Okay, so just give me 2 minutes. So this is when you read a news in the newspaper. Okay, when you read a news, how the news should be read. This should be your strategy. You should make its a relationship with some previous newses. You should have been able to make its a relationship with different subjects. Like in this particular news, what I have learned about history, what I have learned about polity, what I have learned about our geography, what I have learned about our economy. So this should be the strategy of each and every student. Believe me, this can also be qualified. So now we shall talk about adults. Okay. They are more disciplined like you than adolescents. You people are more disciplined. Okay. I genuinely believe that what I teach you and the way I teach you, you always comprehend that. Okay, you always follow me. I genuinely believe that. They have clear understanding. All of you have clear understanding of your learning objectives. You know why you are learning, why you are here. You know your purpose. Only then you have joined me. Then they need to be involved in choosing what and how to learn. At this level, you can choose yourself what you can learn and how you can learn. The very simple example I'm going to give you. Although I shall teach each and everything for paper 1 and paper 2 as well, still there are 10 subjects, and I am sure you should pay much attention to only those modules which are of your interest. Okay, you have to choose from them. Even if you have gone through each and everything, they shall set the paper in a way that no one can get more than 80 or 82% marks. Till now, nobody could have done this. Okay, because they said, because number of questions are challenging, and every year the students challenge some questions because these seem to be wrong. At least 4 to 5 questions are every time. So that's why your target should be between 70 to 75%. In this way, you can choose your own subjects. Mine were four. These were mathematics, then a reasoning, then data interpretation, then a research aptitude. And I knew that my answer cannot be wrong from these modules. I was confident enough. So that's why you should also choose the subject of your interest. And adults can do that easily because they know the difference between right and wrong. Then they prefer to rely themselves and work on their own pace. You can rely upon yourself. You know what is right for you, what is wrong for you. You can trust yourself. You can, if you are spending 1 hour for study for a specific concept or topic, then you have confidence in you. You are relying upon themselves. You are learning at your own pace. You know that I have to understand and I have to go through from this specific concept. So this is about adults. The next one, they came to classroom with a wide range of knowledge. Okay, I'm a PhD student. You could be the master of your subject. Number of students in our all the batches belongs with the stream of Punjabi, then economics, then Hindi as well. I have observed that. Then home science as well, electronic science as well, and one student was added yesterday who belonged with the stream of chemical science. And even I was not aware that even the UGC is conducting the test for this or not. We were also not aware of that, but we offered them paper one. Okay, so in this way you can have a wide range of knowledge. Okay, whatever the field you have gone through, even maybe I don't have that much knowledge of your subject or your concern or your stream, you can have number of wide range of knowledge. Then you can have your own expectation, your own experiences. This is about adults. I am stressing on this word again and again so that you can understand this easily. Then they are able to do wide range of activities. You can do a lot of things. Okay, nowadays number of students in our group are doing wide range of activities. Even the young students are doing jobs. Somebody is a banker. Okay, somebody is doing some job of assistant professor. These ranks of the students of these ranks are also attached with us. So an adult can do a wide range of activities. Okay, this is also the characteristics of an adult. And this is, I think this is the last one. This is about adults learn at various rates. You learn at various rates. When your mood is very good, you study for 3 or 5 hours even. Okay, when you are not okay or you are not well, then you feel that even 1 hour is enough today. Okay, you learn at your own pace, at your own intellectual ability, at your own educational level, at your own personality, at your own cognitive styles. So all these things are necessary to understand if we are to differentiate between the different types of learners from the teacher's point of view. I genuinely believe and uh, I understand that you have completely comprehended what I wish to teach to you. The first were young children, the second adolescents, the last one were adults. They belonged to the category of memory level of teaching or understanding. They belong to the level of understanding level of teaching, and the last belong to the category of reflective level of teaching. Because these students, or these can be considered to be okay, not surely do they fall, but we can consider it just for learning this specific concept. And lastly, there are some other clubbed characteristics which we wish to write so that your knowledge can increase further. These are learners' characteristics from the point of view, different cognitions, different personal, academic, different styles. Like these are personal characteristics. These affect much more for your learning. Okay, whatever the family you belong to, what are your personal characteristics affect much more. Your traits, your personality, your attitude, your emotions. Then academic characteristics affects you more. If you had high scores in graduation, post graduation, certainly you would be very much attached with the academics. Then cognitive characteristics, your ability to think, your ability to understand, your ability to comprehend is also the reason why your learning is strong. Then your emotional characteristics are also the reason. Sometimes you get disturbed and you destine your way and you think that now I have to do something good and something big. Whenever you are emotional, you feel that. Everyone feels that. Then the social characteristics, the world around you, the people around you also motivates you. Like number of students have joined us, and they are telling us every day that the way you teach, the way you deliver the lecture, it motivates us to learn more. Even they were not attached with their streams and they have left the study for past 5 or 6 or 7 years. Then the next one is, these are also the part. Then growth and development, your wish to growth and development also becomes prominent for your learning. Then your willingness to learn, your interest, your attitude, then your easily adjustment to change. If you can adjust to new environment, this also affects your learning. Then your internal motivation, you want to go somewhere, you have an aim, you have a motivation, or you have some kind of inspiration from some special persons. Then lastly, your learning power. There are some students who, if they study for 8 hours, cannot retain much of the things in their memory. But I have seen those students who, if they learn only for 1 hour, they can retain this for years. Okay. So these are the learning power, and this can be achieved only through internal motivation. If you are motivated enough to learn something new, to do something new, to make something creative, to make the change and difference in the society, then you can have the best kind of learning power. So in this way, I have explained completely the first part, and I wish your regularity. And I have stopped sharing my screen, and right now, the last point I wish to tell you is only that I have observed that number of students who are the member of our regular course batch, still they have not attempted the test of today. I take a very genuine and very personal look up to your preparations. Okay, so I have to take care of each and everything. Our purpose do not ends with the delivering of lectures and notes, but we have to take care of each and everything. I understand that you people may be busy in your daily lives, but you have to spend time. Okay, so this is the thing, and by this I just end up my lecture. Thank you so much for listening me, and recorded shall be done as per your requirement. Thank you so much. This is Gurpal Singh from Gursar Education.